Welcome Taurus to your November 2019 reading, and wow, it's looking to be a pretty powerful month for us all. From an astrological perspective, I'm Jenny Florence. Today, to begin this reading, we'll be drawing from a lot of different cards, but to begin with we will be drawing 4 cards from the Art of Manifestation cards, and also 4 runes as well. That's what I've heard. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. Guys, do please check out the information box below. There's lots of information about some of the free stuff that I do, the additional resources that are out there and available to you free of charge. So do please check in on those things in case they are of interest to you. Guys, welcome back if you're already following my readings, and it's a joy to have you as part of this community. It feels as though this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, the A to Z of emotional health, is really developing into a wonderfully supportive community with people sharing their journeys and supporting each other, giving each other feedback. Just amazing, guys. You really are absolutely awesome. So guys, let's get started. I'm going to draw 4 cards from this pack. That's what I've heard. Okay, so collaborate. I'll read the information that's given on these cards. They are for guidance and direction, but I will read the information on these cards once I've drawn all 4. I'm going to place that up here. Let go gracefully. Take action now. To have and to hold. It's an interesting card. Okay guys, I'm going to move these. We may well draw on them again. And I'm also going to now just draw our runes. Let's get these kind of centrally placed in camera. We'll be drawing a lot of cards. This is a full reading for the month of November. And of course, guys, you know, welcome to Mercury Retrograde season. I hope you've all backed up everything on your computers and laptops and phones, and you're taking a little bit longer when you plan for journeys, knowing that there may be disruptions, but also hold in mind a really open attitude, because with Mercury Retrograde, if there is a diversion or a disruption, it comes with purpose. It's very easy to get frustrated when things don't run smoothly in our kind of goal-centric, human-centric orientated world. Actually, the universe has a very different way of operating. And if there is a diversion or a hold-up, there is something we're needing to discover en route. So keep an open mind and be available to possibility, and be available potentially to change, to shift, to flow. I'm really kind of voicing this in all of these readings. So yes, and of course for you guys, for any of you who are listening to more than one reading, you'll pick up on that, because this reading is suitable for, you know, not just Sun in Taurus, but Moon in Taurus, anyone with any number of planets in Taurus. You may also be cross-watching for friends, family, partners, potential partners, to see what the energy is for them. So guys, let's dive into the runes now as well. Okay, so our first rune is the Rune of Journey. Interesting rune. The energy of this rune asks you to notice any resistances within yourself in terms of movement and moving forwards. Sometimes it does mean we are literally going on a journey, but frequently the journey is an inward one, and we are asked to steadily remove any resistances one by one as they surface. Pretty powerful rune to have as Mercury is in retrograde. Exactly the energy, as I was saying, about being open to possibility. Even if it appears to be a hold up or a hiccup, there's purpose to it. I'm going to place that there. With cards, I always read left to right, and with runes, always right to left. Let's see what else we draw. Okay. We have two runes here. We have the Rune of the Self. This is an interesting rune because it requires you, or asks you, or invites you to be willing to change. It asks you to be humble. If your world is moving forwards, to be humble, to live an ordinary life in an extraordinary way. Don't get bound up if things are going incredibly well for you. Remain grounded, remain humble. Don't just do the things you want to do in an extraordinary way. Do everything you do in an extraordinary way. It's all about integrity, personal fulfillment, sort of learning to shine from the inside out. So very interesting when we talk about removing resistances in this rune of journeying, followed by a rune of separation. Now, this rune speaks of needing to shed old skins. Sometimes it can connect to real property, just as this rune can indicate a genuine physical journey, not only the journeying within, although more often it's a journey within. And to be fair, if we travel, it often involves a journey within as well, because when we're travelling, I think the insights we gain in our travels are not just about the world around us and the new experiences, it's the impact they have on us within ourselves. So always that journeying is connected to the journey within as well. But this rune of separation, something needs to be let go of, but it is literally like a growth. It's not a separation through trauma or difficulty. It's a separation because it's the right thing to do. It just simply means we've outgrown a situation or we've outgrown a phase in life. As I said, it can sometimes connect to real property, the need to let go of something. But everything that we let go of here is, again, there's purpose to it. It can be an outmoded pattern of behaviour. It connects also to inheritance and your birthright. So if we're letting go of a behaviour pattern, it often means that maybe we've been involved in a behaviour pattern that maybe has slowed us down in some way, or stopped us or inhibited us. And in shedding that skin, we become available to move forwards. Let's see, we're going to draw one more rune. Okay. Oh, magic. We have the blank rune, the rune of infinite possibility. It's like stepping into a space of utter, it's newness, really. Whenever we embark on anything, however well planned it is, and however much we think we know where we're going and what we want to do, of course, we can never know how anything actually is until we step into it. This is the rune of new opportunities. These are stunning runes to have at a period of Mercury retrograde, also for you guys particularly as well. So today, the day I'm doing this reading, today is actually a Thursday. Now we are coming up, we haven't quite got through October yet. We have a new moon in Scorpio on October the 28th. Guys, very powerful for you because you have Uranus, the planet of sudden changes, sudden opportunities, the planet of revolution, of evolution, in your sign, opposite this stunning new moon in Scorpio. Guys, if there was ever a time to be setting intentions on the new moon, for you guys, for your sign, this is a brilliant time to be doing that. Remove any resistances, and even if you were meditating into possibility, if you were meditating to really focus your thought, empty your mind to be available to do something like a vision board, for example, I would say that those vision boards, if there is any element that surfaces, like you see something and you think, that is what I would love, and then something within you says, yeah, but you can't have that, or that wouldn't be possible, or that will never work out. Remove that element of self-doubt. I'm hearing that really, really clearly. There is definitely an element of journeying within. And use this new moon in Scorpio, October the 28th, and, you know, the period of time around it. Really set your intentions. Very powerful month for you guys, because as we travel through the month, we then get to your full moon, the full moon in Taurus on the 12th of November. And I would say between the new moon in Scorpio and the full moon on the 12th, ample opportunity, guys, to recognize anything that stands in your way in terms of any internal blocks, and also external blocks too. And because we have this card of let go gracefully. I'm going to put the runes down and let's actually move on to the cards that we've drawn so far. Firstly, collaborate. Sometimes we are called to develop our self-sufficiency, and this can be a valuable road to travel in the discovery of our unique and individual gifts. But this is not the same as trying to do everything yourself all of the time. This is not a time to go it alone. It is a time to unite and work with others. If any of you guys have had anything in your history that has held you back from reaching out and working with others, now is a time to work through that. If you really are going to step into your fullest dreams and your potential, this extraordinary rune of infinite possibilities, then collaboration is needed, relationship is needed. Isolation is not a good way to be. So really, you are called this month to really look at how you wish to be, not only in your own direction, but also how your direction connects with other people as well. There's quite a strong message coming through. If there is anything in the way, you are being asked to let go gracefully. Actually, I'm going to draw some more cards around the collaborate before I move on. Each of these cards has a message on it, which I will read out, but I'm just going to draw more cards on the collaborate. First of all, we're going to draw from one of the tarot. Lovely, lovely energy here. Okay, guys, very powerful, because this is about relationships and it's about working at things. So, oh, and another card coming through too. Okay, stunning cards. This is almost like it's like a little journey here on its own. I'm going to move the cards down and we'll talk about them. Two of Pentacles, it's like a new beginning, an apprenticeship. If you were going to write a book, it's recognizing that, yeah, it is literally, you're moving beyond something. Again, the journeying, removing resistance, the pathway of the self, willingness to change. This is a really good time of new beginnings for you guys. It may not be a whole new beginning. It may be a new chapter in your journey, so to speak. It's almost as though if you were writing a book, let's say, you've written the foreword, you've written the introduction. Now is the time to really get stuck into actually starting to write those chapters. There is so much possibility here for you guys. Definitely collaboration. Now, the three cards we drew here with this collaborate card, the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Nine of Cups is a celebration. It's a celebration of marriage, it's a celebration of partnership, it's a celebration of relationship. It also means that you are ready to collaborate, to connect. You see people for who they are, rather than holding an idealized perception of people in terms of connections to others and working with others. So, okay, I'm getting quite a clear kind of message coming through, really. That this is, for some of you, this will be about intimate relationships. For others, it is actually about working alliances. But one way or the other, if we have an idealized perspective of people as we enter a relationship, we don't necessarily see them clearly, and then we get disappointed. And what happens is it kind of creates an ongoing cycle where it's almost we set ourselves up inadvertently for disappointment, because we hold such an idealized perspective of someone that inevitably, when we start to get to know them as real people, they fall short. And likewise, we often hold ourselves, I guess we're treading on challenging ground rather than allowing ourselves to evolve within relationship and allowing the other person to evolve within the relationship. So we get to know one another slowly. It's as though we dive into some kind of perspective before we get to know them. And I'm going to say you guys have moved beyond that. It's like you've done the work. Yeah, you're entering things, you're entering a phase of life in relationship with a much greater awareness. And this is really promising. Ongoing contentment. The Ten of Pentacles is ongoing contentment, happiness, stability, financial stability, as well as emotional stability. This is like very much a picture of family, of relationship, of community. I want to say, guys, you have worked at this. You've had to work to get to a space where you are navigating, literally it's your journey rune again, you're navigating yourself through relationships in a very different way. You are moving beyond things that are no longer working for you, as I said, but it literally is, it's an outgrowing rather than I think you've done the struggle. I'm not saying there won't be a residue of that sometimes, because for all of us it's a human thing. We dive into stuff, and as we dive into stuff, our kind of old patterns get activated, get niggled, buttons get pressed. That's just part of being a human being. But I think you guys have really worked. This card of apprenticeship, you have really worked to get to where you are and to operate and navigate with people from a position of real genuine balance and authenticity. And I want to say big, big respect to you. This is awesome. That gives you a foundation to move forwards. I think you can safely collaborate. I'm actually going to draw, I'm going to leave these cards lined up here, and I'm also just going to draw a couple more cards from a tarot pack that focus particularly on relationships, just to see what kind of people are around you during this month. But this is gorgeous as a new beginning and a new chapter, a new phase in life, a space of possibility. As I said, very wow kind of new moon Scorpio, full moon in your sign. This is your full moon, guys, where you have an opportunity to let go of anything, any residue, any tiny little aspects of anything that have been holding you back. Let go gracefully. I'm just going to draw a couple of cards connecting to kind of people that are around you, and then I'm actually going to read the message on this card too for you. Very, very interesting. So we have the Four of Water here. Oh wow, guys, these are awesome cards. The Four of Water and the Eight of Fire. So guys, pretty powerful cards here, along with the Let Go Gracefully and the Take Action Now. Stunning, stunning energy. So the Four of Water, we are talking about a card that asks you if you have any doubts about yourself. It asks you to know that you are worthy. It's a card of self-love, of self-acceptance, of recognizing who you are and loving yourself and appreciating yourself. And therefore, because you sit in the resonance of that energy, it allows others to then appreciate you as well. It's a card of awareness. It's a card of increasing confidence through awareness. So again, we've got this sort of really understanding not only other people but understanding yourself. You've done this work, I want to say, guys. This has been going on for a while. It's full of transformation, but I feel as though it's like you are reaching the end of that journey of transformation, particularly in connection to other people. As I said, doesn't mean that your buttons won't ever be pressed, but you have a level of awareness that allows you to genuinely move forwards now. Now, very curiously, I'm going to place this here. we have this card of let go gracefully. Something in your life is calling for you to let go gracefully. Whatever has taken place in the past, it is time to move forwards, and letting go will make way for the new. Whether this is a person, a situation, an outdated thought or behaviour pattern, this card comes to assure you that new horizons are waiting for you. This is so attuned to our rune energy. What is interesting is it's followed by the card of take action now. This too is a card of action. We have the 8 of fire. This is a card of transformation, of rebirth, of taking action, of freedom, of renewed empowerment. It's time to act, and through acting and actually taking action, it allows something to shift and to move forwards. Sometimes when we get the card of let go gracefully, we actually need to reflect. We need to take time to see what we need to let go of. Actually, this is not a time, that's what I'm hearing. This is a time to take action. And it may even be that if there is resistance within you, particularly with the Mercury Retrograde energy, that stuff will come along and happen that causes you to have to take action. But one way or the other, if there is anything in your world that is sort of calling to be let go of, let go gracefully, allow that to unfold. And if a doorway opens for you, I'm going to say step through it. If you are concerned about something and you're not sure whether to move forwards or not, the indications in this reading are that it is time to move forwards. This is a time for you to be taking action, moving forwards, and also reaching out to other people to support you in that process. Lovely, lovely energy of collaboration, and I'm really feeling as though something is coming to a completion. As I said, it's not like a final ending, but it's like this pivotal evolutionary moment where you let something go. You've outgrown. What I'm also hearing is it's not just a situation. You've outgrown. It's like you've outgrown yourself as you were, and we can't go backwards when we gain a certain level of awareness. The only way forwards is forwards, and you really are being asked to take action now. I will read this card now. This is a clear and unequivocal message that action on your part is needed now. Manifestation is not simply a process of visioning in and dreaming about your desires. When an opportunity is offered to you, you must also take action. Pay attention to the signs and move forwards fearlessly. Very powerful card. Very powerful card. So we are now going to draw some more tarot cards. I will come to this card to have and to hold in a moment, but we're going to draw some cards around the letting go gracefully and the taking action now. Oh wow, guys. We have a card of harvest. Lovely energy card. 10 of Cups. And the card of Fortune. This is magnificent. Okay, so the Knight of Discs. I think I said the Knight of Cups, but it's not. Knight of Discs. The card of Harvest. So I don't know if you can see in this image, but he looks quite tired. His horse is tired. He's wearing a heavy coat of armour. He has worked so hard to get here. It's a card of harvest because it says that you are ready to bring the harvest in. That is so in tune with this lineup of cards here. You've worked to get here. This is a bit like, I liken it to a farmer who he's got to till the ground, he's got to sow the seeds, he's got to nurture them. If the rain doesn't come, he has to get some irrigation into that field to nurture the crops. It's hard work. Every step of the way he's needing to invest. And then we finally get to harvest. And we have to find the energy to bring the harvest in. Harvest time is a busy time of year. Ask any farmer, however hard they've worked to get their crops to the point where they are ready to harvest them. Ask any gardener. The point of harvest is the point when you have to find energy to bring something in to a completion, to have what you deserve because you've worked to get it. That's the energy here. Very powerful energy. It's stunning, and it really aligns with everything here. Something does have to be let go of. There is a move forwards, and the taking action is required. 10 of Cups, stunning. It's contentment. It's reward. It's a card of fulfillment. It's a card of having, literally. And to have that concluded with the card of fortune, the wheel of fortune is shifting. In this particular pack, this card literally says, you know, be open to miracles, be open to doorways opening for you, possibilities. I would also just want to say that sometimes in our, again, if we think of the human perspective of miracles, we tend to think of miracles as when something happens exactly the way we wanted it to. Sometimes the blessings and the miracles that we receive they're the things that maybe come along and they might knock us off balance, but retrospectively afterwards we can honestly see it was the best thing that ever happened because it took us in a completely different direction. But you are being asked to take action. I'm not feeling as though there's anything around you guys that is a crisis, actually. I feel like you're in that process and you've worked to get here, you know, and I want to say really well deserved. That's the energy that's around you guys, really well deserved. And I think you are moving forwards. What you might find is an emotional residue of sadness. Sometimes when we move forwards, it's a human thing. When we leave a chapter behind, even if we're stepping into some monumental new phase of possibility, we can have a little bit of almost nostalgia around us, looking back, wishing something had worked out differently. However you look at it, it's time to shed that skin and step into the new skin. You have worked to wear that coat and wear it with pride. It's amazing. And the miracles that are taking place are opportunities for you. I feel like this is going to be a month of major opportunity for you in terms of possibilities. I'm going to draw some more cards. I'm also hearing, I think you may be offered more than one possibility. So there may be, within this Mercury retrograde energy, opportunity to look at several different directions. See whether the cards confirm that. Well, guys, so it's go, go, go. Again, card of action. Oh, card of action, card of prosperity, card of possibility. This is lovely because this is a card of future harvests as well. It's saying everything that you have invested in has become a foundation for you. It is time to move forwards fearlessly. Pay attention to the signs and move forward fearlessly. And I think signs will be given to you. This is a card of new possibilities. Again, connecting into this wonderful energy of the blank rune. And I am going to say, yes, I think what I was hearing is really in tune with this. Possibilities, more than one possibility, more than one direction that you could go in, or more than one opportunity. Every one presents you with opportunity, with potential, with a change in fortune. You may have to evaluate as you travel through the month, but I'm also going to say just take your time. You know, the harvest you're bringing in is the foundation within you. You are good to go. You are good to move forwards. And meditate if you find yourself being faced with decisions. Meditate on those decisions. I'm now going to read this card, to have and to hold. This is about relationships. Healthy relationships are formed through love rather than need. It is such a human thing to hold on to others through fear and insecurity, but this dynamic can stifle a relationship's potential to flourish, and it can also actually push someone away. Give your relationship the freedom it needs to form a healthy foundation of trust. I'm going to go back to collaborate and the work that you have been doing. For some of you, the action to take, in a strange way, is actually going to be stepping back. For some of you within a love relationship, within intimacy, possibly even within a working relationship, there's been, based on maybe some insecurities from the past, there's been a sort of a sense of clinging to something. And part of the letting go gracefully is letting go of that pattern within you. Remove those resistances, because it's those insecurities that cause us to perhaps cling to something that then actually, ironically enough, block the possibilities for us in the future. So lovely, lovely energy, this card, because it's also saying, look, you're on solid ground now. You're laying a pathway of possibility here. You can be authentic and appreciate other people for their authenticity too. I do think decisions are going to be made during this month, actually. I'm going to draw a couple more cards here from the same pack. Yeah, we have a card of evaluation. There is a need to assess. Now, I want to just reinforce that the judgment card is not about judgment, as in critical judgment. It's about evaluation, and I really encourage people to shift their inner critic to an inner critique. Yeah, when we do that, we can really move to a space where we are constantly evaluating from a position of health and awareness. If we're very critical, it really limits our horizons, and we get into that space of judgment. And I'm sure that every one of you will know what it's like to be judged by someone else. Sadly, it's the world we live in, and it's not good. It's also pretty awful when we judge ourselves, because we limit our own horizons and we limit our own kind of energetic resonance. And actually, if you're judging yourself, you're going to draw to you people who will judge you. When we switch off the critic, if we try and put that down and we don't listen to it at all, it's like we're not open to constructive criticism. We also can't learn from our experiences. So critique, not critic. Critique allows us to evaluate. That's the energy of this card. It's a wonderful, wonderful invitation, and a really, really nice energy to be carrying and to be aware of as you travel and journey through this month. Again, notice any resistances, don't judge them, critique them. Notice yourself, notice any signs that are with you, shed those old skins. I think this is a month of profound possibility for you guys. It's really interesting. We have now also a card that's just slid out of that pack, the Five of Cups. Very interesting, because this is a card where we, through curiosity, we discover something. We see someone, usually, for who they actually are. And even though it can feel very challenging when we see people for who they really are, it's liberating. Because if you can't see people for who they really are, you are operating in the dark. So I'm going to say you have a wonderful opportunity here. There are going to be possibilities, possibly quite a lot of possibilities. Use your heightened awareness to decide who you collaborate with and how. Don't allow your insecurities to get a hold of you or to influence the way you navigate your relationships with anyone else. This is definitely a month of infinite possibility, and part of that is learning to navigate through what I would call real eyes. Critique, not critique, and you get to be discerning because you see people for who they are. Seeing people, as I said, for who they are is liberating. It truly, truly is. Guys, I'm going to wrap this reading up in a moment, but actually I'm going to draw some Moonology cards. That's what I'm hearing, just to kind of finalise the reading. Ooh, lovely energy. We have conclusions are within reach. So whatever you guys have been working through, it's time to release negativity. Okay, so any aspect of self-doubt, or indeed anyone, I'm actually hearing something very strong here, anyone around you who has either judged you, There's a really clear message coming through here for you guys. Anyone around you who has either judged you or held you to account inappropriately or caused you, if they've taken an attitude with you that has caused you to have self-doubt, to doubt yourself, your own worthiness, let go. And if necessary, let go of them. If you have been involved in a relationship where they have caused you, their actions, their words have caused you to, if it's eroded your own trust in yourself, I would like you to really evaluate whether you want to hang out with that person or how much you want to hang out with them. Very clear message coming through, guys. So for some of you, there's definitely been someone around you who's kind of eroded something of your self-confidence, but you already know that. This is not new. I'm not talking about anything new. But part of this is letting go of that, letting go of any attachment to them in terms of taking what they say to heart. Just see them for who they are and feel for them, because anyone that goes through life judging others like that, to be honest with you, when people are really judgmental, most of the time the stuff they spout and talk about, the negative stuff, they're kind of describing themselves most of the time and not the person they're describing. It's a kind of it's a bit like a form of projection, and I could talk to you a lot about that, but this is probably not the time. Though obviously do, you know, in the ask questions. Do feel free to ask questions about any of the psychological or emotional aspects of the readings, because for those of you that are new to my channel and my readings, I worked as an accredited counsellor for over 27 years. So I try to bring into the readings some of that level of awareness, because when we are psychologically, emotionally aware, we navigate life from a position of far greater empowerment. So guys, we're going to draw one more card from this pack. Lovely energy. You're very close to achieving your goal. This is the Harvest card, and I want to say the goal, I don't think our goals are ever necessarily, and they're not an end. If we think about goals as stepping stones in the journey, the goals that we achieve are phases of life. It's like adding another stone to our foundation so that we become more conscious beings. I mean, that's ultimately, of course, why we are here. Our souls, I think, come into the human experience to evolve, to reach higher levels of vibration and higher levels of consciousness. And actually the work that we do individually resonates and creates a shift for all of humanity. And I'm going to say right now, in the chaos and the confusion, a much needed shift in consciousness and awareness for humanity. And guys, big respect for the work that I can see you have been doing, which actually makes that contribution for us all, for humanity, for the collective soul of humanity at large. Big respect, guys, and so much love to you. Very powerful month for you. Do check in with the additional resources in the information box below. If they're, I have a free library full of stuff to do with emotions and psychological knowledge and awareness. It's completely free of charge. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the reading, for being a part of this community. Do please consider subscribing, and of course press the little bell icon as well if you want to get notifications of any of the other readings I do. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you again, maybe for some of either the big monthlies or for some of the in-between readings. I post every Sunday usually with a weekly reading for ongoing guidance and direction. Taurus, Taurus rising, moon in Taurus, or anyone cross-watching, so much love to you all, guys. So much love and big respect for the work that you have been doing. It's awesome, absolutely stunning and amazing. A month of profound possibility for you guys. So much love to you.